good day, good day, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the Wealthy Lala Show with myself, Laurie Larson, the wealthy Lala. So today is episode 241. The sky is, kind of like model, like it's blue skied with the white fluffy clouds, like just a smattering, but like lots of smatterings, if that makes sense. So anyways, yeah, it we were supposed to get a lot of rain this weekend, and it was kind of nice that we didn't. It'd be lovely for that sun, that big yellow ball in the sky to, well, it is there. It's up there. We'd love to see it a little bit more. That'd be awesome. And what would it take? So, you know what I wanted to talk about? This was really cool. I was sitting here thinking about this yesterday. Um, the other day, I actually signed us up for a new internet company. So since we've lived here, we've been with the same company. So in 21 years, we've been with the same company. When you moved out into the country, the choices were, you basically could only pick from what was available. And I mean, I guess that's still the case, but what was available was pretty much maybe one or two things. So there was two at the time. And one we couldn't do because we have such a beautiful, beautiful windbreak of trees around our house that to have a dish, like a satellite dish for the internet, or a dish that would actually ping off a tower, it wouldn't do very well. So we tried that option. That wasn't an option. So basically we had to go with satellite. So where it pings off satellites up in the sky, right? So satellite internet's okay. It's okay. It's not fantastic. It totally depends on, the satellite and stuff. And things have definitely gotten better over the years, right? So a lot of times, like even when I record this show, I'll record it to my computer. And then what I need to do is I need to upload it to add the music on the front and back ends. And then what I do is I then upload it to Podbean, which is my hosting source. And then Podbean then delivers it to, the Podbean page, Spotify, iTunes, I think there's Spreaker or something like that. Anyways, so it goes to these different places. Now, a lot of times when I go to upload the actual show part that I'm recording and I put it into this platform so that I can put the music on the front and back ends, I have to actually put my computer on my data on my phone. Like the satellite internet won't upload my 15-minute, 16, 17-minute chat with you. It just won't, it just doesn't, it keeps like trying and trying and trying, and it just won't work. Like I'd say 70, maybe 50% of the time it doesn't work. So, as with anything in life, like when we discover something, uncover something, get curious about something, we start asking questions without even knowing that we're actually asking questions. We actually set out, as Abraham Hicks said, we send out a rocket of desire. And so I started desiring a better internet for ourselves here. And I've been watching different things. Well, it was earlier this year. I can't say exactly when. If I go and I look into, I might be able to figure this out. So, but what I ended up doing was I got the hit, in April. Okay, so there you go. April? No. Let's see here. So I got the hit anyways earlier this year to set up a new email. So I'm going to say that it was maybe in February, March or something like that. So we were under ExploreNet, and okay, just wait here. The train left the station here. Choo-choo. I have to bring it back. My mind just, when you see 2-3 things and then all of a sudden you scroll and you're like, what was I saying? So anyways, earlier this year, we're going to say February, March kind of thing, I got the hit to set up a new email. So what we did was, instead of having our email under the satellite internet company we were, because it used to be explorenet.ca, what we decided to do was we actually changed it to a Gmail address. Our regular email, just our, our sort of our family bills, business, correspondence between other family members, because I do have a email for this show, and then I also do have an email that I still use regularly, that was one that I had started before. And so I wanted to have one that's like that my husband can use and stuff like that. And I wanted to get it changed over. So something told me to start changing it over. So it probably took me, about the better part of a month. Because what's really great is, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you hook up a Gmail account, you can actually put in your other email. So like my ExploreNet email, and it will bring the email from ExploreNet into the Gmail account, which is really cool. And then you can actually look at the email and you can see whether it's coming from your ExploreNet or it's coming directly from the Gmail. And I went through and I changed all of our emails. So it gave me like a good, few months to be able to access and change, because you just it's surprising, people, how many emails we get, how many accounts are signed up under emails, and it takes a little bit of time to get through all of that. So I was just aware, like something told me to do it. So I did. Well, then what ended up happening was I phoned our internet company and I said, hey, I got the hit to check this out. It was like, hey, when does our contract expire with you guys? And what we, what do you call that? We got the, sorry, again, I got it squirreled. Okay, it's going to be this kind of day, is it? Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. um, so anyways, I got the hit to phone the internet provider company that we had, and I said to them, when does our contract expire? I found out it expired at the end of June. I'm like, okay, cool. So I had, I think, good 4 months or something to sort of watch. So I set almost like an intention. I set my ask on what I'd like for internet. I'd like to be able to access it out in my building. I'd like to be able to have it faster speeds. I didn't even know. I just knew that I just wanted to be a lot happier with it, with the whole process. So I kind of let it go. Next thing you know, it's getting closer to the end of June, and in my head, I'm like, this is kind of interesting. I guess I better do something about this internet thing. And then I know too that ExploreNet's not going to let me go. They're not going to maybe sign me a contract without, or re-sign me up to a contract unless I phone them up and shift something. But they're certainly not going to tell me that I'm not under contract anymore and that I'm free to go if I want, right? So they're just going to have me keep paying and staying with them. So I went to go pick up the phone the other day to go phone the internet company. And I'd actually got through and I was waiting. It was like a 16-minute hold or something. Then I got a call on my other phone, had to hang up. And I thought, well, that was sort of interesting. So I had to take care of this other phone call. So then it was heavy to not deal with it for the rest of the day. And what I ended up doing then was I left it. So I follow the energy of it. Like I really literally followed the energy of it. Now, I'm not going to lie, there were times I'm like, okay, I feel like I should be doing something. I should be looking. And I just sort of kept being space with it. Well, the next day I go and I pick up the mail. And I think this was actually a couple days after June 30th. So this is one day last week. I go and I pick up the mail. Well, here's a flyer in there, a letter for this TELUS hub. So apparently it's a hub that you put in your house. It works like a cell phone. And you put a SIM card in it. They mail it to you. There's no satellite dish. So you don't have to pay the usually $300 for us out in the country here anyways. You usually have to pay for someone for mileage to come out, and then you usually have to pay for a different dish. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't changed. It's even like that with our TV internet. Like when you're out in the country, if you want to try a different company, it's not like you just flick a switch. They have to have their own dish. You can't just like use someone else's dish. And which was one of the things that was sort of like, well, I don't know if we want to bother changing this then. So anyways, so this TELUS Hub thing, this flyer comes in the mail, I phone them, and they're like, it was going to be, gosh, somewhere around $40, well, 25, depending on what package I got. If I went with 100 megabytes, with TELUS, it was going to be $250 for $75 a month. For ExploreNet, it was $99 for 100 megabytes, and it was $129 for 300. So anyways, I ended up choosing because it was light too. I don't do things just based on the money anymore. I'm based on the energy of it. And I was aware that we were going to get faster speeds of internet, and we're going to have this hub. We did not have to have anybody come out to our house. We didn't have to wait for a scheduled appointment. We didn't have to put a new dish on our house or anywhere in our yard. It gets mailed to me. I put in the SIM card, and it will run from that point. Now, what's really kind of fun too was that I happened to phone ExploreNet, because before I signed up for TELUS, I wanted to make sure that there was no like extra costs that would be incurred. What would it cost me to go back to them if, say, it doesn't work out with the internet, like with the TELUS? And she said it would basically be $99. And she says, well, so you guys are thinking of changing? And I said, yes, we are. And she says, oh, can I ask you which provider? So I told her we were going to do the TELUS Hub, and she was like, oh, like I could tell she was great. And I could tell that she knew too that the TELUS Hub was going to work greater than what we had been using. And what was neat too was I got the hit to post on Facebook and just ask my local peeps, like people that live in my area, has anybody tried the TELUS Hub and how did they like it? And every single person, only one person out of the 10 people that responded said that they had a hard time with it. Otherwise, everyone was like super, super happy with it. And now, my whole point in sharing this whole story was the ease with which it came together. Like, it took me probably the better part of an afternoon to phone ExploreNet and to phone TELUS and to sign up and everything. But really, that was it. Like, I was already ready to receive it. Like, it's like when we have asks in our life, we ask for something, so we're asking for a better internet. Okay, a better, faster internet. And then you get a hit to change your email, but you don't know that it's going to be another 4 months till you're going to get internet. You don't even know that you're going to get a new internet. But something tells you to change your email, and you're like, well, that's kind of a lot of work, because in a way, it was a bit of work. And it was like pre-paving. It was like getting me ready to receive the very thing I was asking for. So like, that's the part that I really just want to share, that by the time I realized, so basically it was like 11 o'clock on the morning on Friday, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to phone TELUS. Well, by 3, I had it all hooked up, and I had phoned ExploreNet, and and on top of that, ExploreNet, wanting to keep me as a customer, has said, they said, hey, we'll give you this next month free, and keep you connected so that you can try out the other one, and if it doesn't work for you, you're still connected with us. Well, how much more ease is that? Not only that, guys, do you get it? I got this whole next month free on top of that. Like, it was so much ease. And I will tell you honestly, we had lovely, lovely people. Okay. I had lovely people to deal with. I was so happy with the service that I got with both companies. And this is what life can send us, create for us, support us with, gift us with, surprise and delight us with, if we're willing to follow the whispers of the universe. So I am so incredibly grateful. And it was so much ease because I now have all my emails transferred over. That was already done months ago. So I was like ready to be ready to be ready. And when the new internet showed up, it was like boom. So, sometimes when you get a phone call, when you're in the middle of another phone call, you're like, damn, you think, damn, that's messing me up. I was just trying to take care of that. And the universe is like, here, honey, just wait another day. And you're like, okay. And then the next day you get surprised and delighted with a pamphlet that comes in your mail that gives you the very information you were looking for. It can be just so much ease. So anyways, I hope you guys kind of got the gist of that, because it was really, it's really huge, but the universe has our back that way with everything. And so sometimes what seems like, 4 months waiting, what seems like a little bit extra work in switching over email, what seems like, getting a phone call to interrupt what I think I need to be doing, to then wait another day, like that's actually the universe having your back, so that when you do make that connection, it's like easy peasy lemon squeezy, here you go, just say yes. Or like the Staples thing, that was easy, that button. So anyways, on that note, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks again so much for listening, and we'll chat